Justin Fields, you deserved better, my friend. Oh, man. Exciting game, but it is a loss. Welcome into the CHGO Bears Postgame Show, presented by DraftKings. Use code CHGO when you sign up.
Wow.
Look.
Yeah, go ahead. You just get it out, and then we'll all get it out. Go ahead.
Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Greg Braggs Jr. here with you on the postgame show. The Bears have their quarterback. We declared that last week, technically, but boy, was he unbelievably good today. He needs more help. I'm tired of watching wide receivers lose games on drop balls.
Yep.
And the refs, you suck. Come on, that was absolute
terrible
crap.
So let's just talk for just a second on the positive of what you just said.
You do that once a show, by the way.
I do. The whole and I swear to God, I just hit that button and whatever. But here, the point is this: this season was about the Chicago Bears determining whether or not they had a quarterback, and we are, unfortunately, I guess, sitting at 3-6, 9 games in with half the season to go, and it's declared. The dude is just getting better and better and better, and he had the Bears in position to beat a bona fide playoff team who the defense could not stop all day. Tua was fantastic. So was the Dolphins offense. And if you had any remote competent officiating, the Bears have, at bare minimum, we're not on the show right now. We're in overtime, and maybe they finish it off. That was unbelievable. Chase Claypool was being held for 3 seconds, then dragged down, then crashed into by a second defender right in front of the official. I don't understand. It's impossible. But what I'm telling myself right now is like, okay. I mean, you needed a quarterback. You needed one for basically all of our entire lifetimes, and the Bears have one. It like the only concern every week now is just don't get hurt playing the way he plays. But other than that, this dude is just getting better and better before all of us, and the Bears are so much more fun to watch right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He
is him. I mean, there is no question. There's no question. He broke the NFL record for rushing yards by a quarterback in a game in NFL history.
Hard to believe.
We're talking Cam Newton, Michael Vick.
I knew there had to be an exception to that. This gets back to my rants about why we don't count playoff stats with records. Colin Kaepernick went for 181 in the divisional playoffs against the Packers.
We said regular season.
No, that's stupid, man. It don't say NFL history. That one mattered more. It was in a playoff game.
Listen,
I'm with Hoge.
We said regular season. It's a factual statement, Hoge, and it doesn't matter.
Qualifier.
You're picking nits because it just shows how transcendent.
All right, well then let's count preseason stats too then.
It's a transcendent moment for our quarterback. We have the quarterback that can do that. We have been waiting for this our entire lives. We now have the player that you want to see every single series, every single snap. You stop everything you're doing now to watch the Bears play offense. Are you kidding me? We have been waiting for this our entire lives. It sucks they lost. It sucks they lost to Washington the way they did. It sucks the way they lost to Minnesota. But the silver lining is we have found our franchise quarterback. And not only is he a franchise quarterback, he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC and also in the NFL. For me as a fan, I've been waiting for this my whole life. He is must-see TV. He is Devin Hester when he takes a punt back. He's Derrick Rose on the game-winning shot. He's the guy. And now we get to watch him every Sunday, and everyone stops what they're doing every time he snaps the football. It's amazing. I just can't believe he is our quarterback.
Shout out to Rob Gronkowski, Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet today, 5 catches, 41 yards, couple of touchdowns. Cole Kmet, 2 carries for 9 yards. Cole Kmet with the jet sweep. Cole Kmet, let's go out of nowhere. QB Cole Kmet sneak. Just different little corners of the offense. being unlocked. And I guess this is our king of the game, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. There he is.
Don't say I guess it is. You knew he was.
Well, yes.
Only
well,
because if we didn't make it not Fields, we were just going to talk about Fields for 2 hours, which
we're still going to do.
No problem doing.
No, I think we should give Cole Kmet his due. The guy's has had a rough time. I don't want to say rough time. He's been actually I don't need to go on a Cole Kmet rant. Right. He's been good this year, but it's good to see him finally involved with actually, catching the ball, moving the ball. Dude's a truck. He ran over that DB at one point.
Yes.
Good for Cole Kmet. This was the first time all season he's really been like a huge fantasy football threat, which is a great way to look at things sometimes offensively. And it was a great game for Cole Kmet, so he is the king of the game.
I've been sleeping on Kmet and his physicality for a minute, and then recent locker room Cole Kmet, he's standing there, I'm like, oh my dude, you are jacked. And then to see him use it today was awesome. And he's, everybody's always liked the blocking capabilities of Cole Kmet. Now we're seeing him catch the football. Now we're seeing him run over would-be tacklers. Now we're seeing he's got the best touchdown celebration on the Bears. I love the bomb. Let's channel in the baseball. It feels like we won even though we lost. I felt sick. It took me about 68 seconds of sickness, and then I just talked myself into, okay, the quarterback. I recommend you do the same if you're having a moment of sickness right now.
Which is a good segue to our Fields Guide presented by Green Ridge Farm. Oh, man, I got some Green Ridge Farm just in my belly right now, actually, if we're being honest, from our tailgate earlier. Look, 17 for 28. Still only 123 yards if you're going to knock on the passing yards, but 3 touchdowns. One was an absolute dime to Darnell Mooney. He had, I guess he did get sacked twice when it was all said and done.
Yeah, it was. They put up the stat that the Dolphins led the league in sacks, and they had no sacks today, and then boom, next play, 4 seconds later.
On that play.
He's on the ground.
Yeah, that sacked. Then the rushing yards, which you guys mentioned, on just 15 carries, 178. 1 touchdown, which was the 61-yard touchdown?
Yep.
The longest, the Bears put this out there, the longest rushing play by a quarterback in franchise history. And then obviously that also.
Did we count the playoffs too, Adam?
I'm going to be mad if that comes back and that's not true. If it comes out that there's a playoff run that's more than that, I will be mad.
I got to laugh from Dave.
I think we're okay. I think you're good on that one.
Yeah, there are not many playoff games. I think we would remember a playoff run. That would 61 yards from a quarterback.
Yes, I think we would too. And that run in itself, the fake throw, bring it back, and all of a sudden he's just flying by everybody, and it's just so glorious. Yes, the Duke, our guy with a $99.99 super chat. Justin Fields is him, but at some point we will need the refs to start calling a fair game for us. I am feeling brags right now. That's amazing. Love you guys. We love you too, Duke. Also, my wife has a crush on Moreano, so no more showing his face anymore. Thanks.
That Justin feeling. That Justin. Go ahead.
Nicholas Moreano might not quite be the best Bears reporter in Chicago right now. He's creeping right there. Maybe he is, but he's definitely the best looking. There is no debate. He's got them all beat by miles. No offense, Hoge.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every week we go through this now the last 5 weeks with the way Justin Fields and the offense have moved the football, and I'm still kind of surprised every time we get to this point in the segment, and the passing yards are still low because he runs the ball on his own so much and is so effective doing that you don't need it, I guess. And we'd all love to see a 300-yard passing game, but at this point, anybody complaining about how the Bears are getting first downs is silly when to start the year we couldn't get a first down to save our lives. And to me, I would push back. Robert Griffin III, I got a lot of respect for him, obviously. He knows a lot more about the quarterback position than I do. But he tweeted earlier in the day during the game, he said, the Bears stopped trying to make Justin Fields play quarterback, quote unquote, started letting him play football. And the results have been spectacular, allowing him to use his legs, his arm, and his creativity. Justin Fields is having fun again. And while I agree with him that it's clear Justin Fields is having fun again and looking comfortable and using his arms and his legs, I do got to push back on him a little bit on this. again, I don't know the position as well as he does, but I follow this team and I watch every snap Justin Fields takes. To me, he is playing quarterback. The throw to Darnell Mooney it was dead nuts, dime ball, frozen rope, perfect, dead nuts. That's a bricklaying term.
Hell
dead nuts. And on a dime. The play action game has really started to evolve where, obviously they're effective in the play action because of the run game, but the way they play action, the deliberateness of the fake, the delayed hand, as they come around that we see the Packers and Aaron Rodgers run so many times throughout the year, throughout these years. To me, you're starting to see those things. So it isn't just Justin Fields running. I see, a progress across the board for him playing quarterback, not just playing football. He's doing both, in my opinion. So, I understand where he's trying to get at, but to me, you have to give him a lot of credit for also playing the quarterback position and doing, evolving in spite of guys like Dante frickin' Pettis. And, to me, it just keeps getting incrementally better. And Luke Getsy deserves a lot of credit for that as well.
So, okay, I'm glad that you ended with Getsy. And because it seemed like the Bears thought that at some point they were going to pop some big run today with either David Montgomery or Khalil Herbert, and it just never happened. Montgomery was 14 for 36, 2.6 yards per carry. Herbert was 7 for 23, 3.3 yards per carry. None of that is impressive. There were some moments in time where Montgomery was running super hard and they picked up some key first downs. But my point in bringing it up is that there's a luxury, though, that Getsy, I think, has figured out that he has now, where we can continue to try to see if we can pop one of these and grind some time at the same time if we don't, because all of a sudden 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, I can feel at least pretty damn comfortable that Justin Fields somehow, some way is going to pick up a first down either through the air or by using his legs. So I think you could see the confidence that the offensive coordinator has in his quarterback in the way he's at least continue to allow himself to try to call what are basically conservative plays and, hoping that at some point when they were going to catch the Dolphins, who, by the way, defensively, they're very good against the run, not as good against the pass.
Yep. But
he still was, I don't know if he regrets that. I'd be interested to see if, looking back at how this thing unfolded, if he regrets maybe running it a little bit too much that way. But, they scored 32 points, and it should have been more if the officials were awake.
Yeah, we'll get to officiating in a second. I want to throw up another tweet here since we're kind of having a conversation about what's fair and what's not fair in how we're looking at Justin Fields. So our friend Dan Weeder put this out right at the end of the game. He said Justin Fields 178 rushing yards, established a new regular season NFL single game record for a quarterback, which we talked about. Then he said still when the Bears needed to throw it late, they couldn't do it, which is technically accurate because they didn't advance the ball. They didn't even get past 50, I think, when they had to throw late on those last two drives. That being said, should
have been a call on Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool was a clear PI.
And Dante Pettis asked to catch that ball. He put it right on his
Equinemius
hands.
St. Brown was the one who dropped the one.
Oh, it was St. Brown?
Yeah.
I thought it was Pettis.
Yeah, EQ. And
so fair or not fair looking at it like that?
Yeah, St. Brown.
Well, okay, if we want to, the fair part of it is that they did have the ball twice with the chance to either tie it and or take the lead in the fourth quarter, and they ended up punting and turning it over on downs.
Which the Dolphins did too, by the way.
Yes.
They went turnover on downs, punt.
But the other side of it, if we're talking just about the quarterback threw a ball where pass interference should have been called. The quarterback threw a fourth down, what should have been a completion and another first down.
Right through his hands.
Just like the quarterback in the Washington game threw two touchdowns at the goal line. So if we're just talking about the quarterback, you would not be paying attention if you just said that, it's on him. That would be completely unfair. So I'd have to see the tweet again. Is he putting it on Fields or is he putting it on the Bears?
Well, I think that's what's a little unfair there, or unclear, I should say.
I mean, if you want to put it on the fact that they still need a lot more talent around Justin Fields, okay, no argument.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and maybe that's his overall point. It's just regardless if it's on the quarterback or the passing options, there's still just not enough there.
Yeah, but he started the tweet by saying Justin Fields had 170 rushing yards, but when they needed a throw. So he's directing it towards the quarterback.
You're in our head, Wiederer. You do great work, by the way.
He does do great work.
So.
And then we and him have had our sparring matches, and we always keep
You
it
have?
Yeah, we have. We keep it
hasn't?
respectful. Yeah, and he's good.
I don't fight
respect
with
his
Dan
work.
Wiederer.
Why not?
I always say he dots his T's, or he dots his I's and crosses his T's. He's a good reporter, good journalist, and he's always going to be pragmatic with the way he says things. And I know a lot of fans get very upset with Dan, but no, I think
Just don't
he's
battle him on
off
the
base
golf
when it
course.
comes
He
to
will
that.
kick your ass.
Well, I don't golf.
I don't.
Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass.
What?
Should see my neighbor, the accountant. Huge ass.
Wow.
That's a Happy Gilmore
Yeah.
statement.
That was-
All right, I'm uncomfortable.
It's a Happy
no, that's right
Gilmore
from Happy
quote.
Gilmore.
Okay,
Come
fine.
on.
It's all-
the whole thing. He followed it up with the follow-up quote, too. I'm impressed.
Never seen
Let's
Happy
hit some
Gilmore.
super chats about what we just talked about.
Let's
with
do
Justin
it.
Fields.
Happy
What do we got?
Gilmore chant?
Eli, we got robbed of seeing if Justin Timothy Fields could win it under 2. Ugh, we have been waiting for a moment like that. Thank you, Eli.
So, but hold on. Let's just talk about
let's-
Fields.
let's dive in.
I just wanted to say the emotions of it because Fields talked recently about I'm tired of getting close, and
I was just about to bring that up.
I think that there is, I'm sure some of that, like the last facial expressions of him sitting on the bench, sort of looked like a guy who was tired of getting close. But I
I'm
don't.
tired of having receivers not make plays for him on the last play of the freaking game.
Right, but
Catch the ball.
But the last time he said that was after the Washington game, where they scored 7 points. Today they scored 32, and he was great. I don't think when his head hits the pillow today that he's going to need multiple conversations with Matt Eberflus or anybody. That dude was having a ton of fun on the field today. So if there's anybody worried about his mental side, it's not me.
Well, and that's the thing that is frustrating, right? The Minnesota game, you have Amir Smith-Marset, fumble the football, robbing us of a potential Justin Fields it moment. Washington Commanders game, another potential it moment at the end of the game for Justin Fields, robbed because the refs didn't make a call, and then Mooney couldn't make a catch. Again today, refs can't make a call, player can't make a catch, and now we are robbed of 3 potential Justin Fields hit moments. And you can even almost add the Giants game, as ugly as it was, if Velus Jones doesn't drop that punt, then Justin Fields has an opportunity to have an it moment, even if that game was ugly. And I've said this before the game. I wanted to see Justin Fields have 7 to 9 it moments this season. And last year I felt like he had only had 1.
I think he had 7 to 9 today.
That's
Right?
what I'm saying. And so you have to carry some kind of perspective for what this team is. And I can accept calling certain games it moments, even if they come in a loss. And I know some fans will get upset at that because we all want to win at the end of the day. But if you can't see what's right in front of you, then
No one's arguing with you, dude. No one's arguing.
All right, Lawrence, let's fly through some of
Better
these
not
super
be
chats.
Yes.
Just set the ground rules here, I think, so we don't do a 5-hour show. We are not going to respond to all of these here. Okay,
We're not?
We'll do a 5. You want to do a 5-hour show?
I'll do it.
I'll sit.
Lawrence, give us some
I
super
want to talk
chats
about
here.
Justin Fields.
All right, so this is from DD. He says, they give me hope only to have the Zebras taken away. Losing is fine, but having it stolen hurts.
Keep the hope.
I feel you with that one. This one is from Martin Pellicor. He says, Fields is the best QB from his draft class, and it's not close. JF1 looks like he is special. One of the best QBs in the league with scary potential.
Ding, 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 ding.
Feels good, doesn't it?
This one is from Vinixis. He says, it's weird trusting our QB. I'm not used to this. Lol. Also, FTP, which I think you all know what that means.
Oh, yeah, they lost.
Yep, they sure did.
I didn't. I
The
would not have-
football team from Green Bay. You can add the FT Packers.
Yeah, come on. Come on, man.
Figure it out?
I got it now.
Okay.
I
Struggle.
got it loud and clear. Thank you very much.
Whoosh. Okay, this is from Anthony. Again, I just love his avatar with is that Goofy or Daffy Duck or Donald? I don't know who it is. But anyways, he says Fields will win a Super Bowl in 2024. Put money on it now. Also, bleep the refs. Straight robbery. JJ DPI. No DPI for Claypool. 178 yards. Bear down. It's all over the place, but I love that.
Can we pause just for a second right there, Adam Hoge?
Yes, of course.
You want me to do my refs rant now?
Well, no, I was thinking that maybe you could just give your prediction on when the Bears Super Bowl, when they win it. Is it next year? Because 2024, I don't know if we want to take next year off the table.
Let's go.
I mean, why do we got to take
Hey, you said if they were going to win this game, you were going to take this year and put it on the table.
I was dreaming up 5 in a row. It was so freaking close.
Guys, I
Right
hate
there.
to say it, but they need 2 more wide receivers.
Uh-huh.
They need
2.
They need
1 more wide receiver.
3 more offensive linemen at least.
No, they don't.
They need
2 would be good.
See, this is I'm not going to get in this conversation again. If you want to talk Super Bowl, you got to raise your expectations. Okay? Sam Mustipher might be playing better now. He's not your center on a Super Bowl team.
No, he's not.
Okay, that's one.
backup.
Okay, fine, you're right. Go, keep going. Keep going.
You don't need to if we're talking Super Bowl defensively, they need 3 linebackers.
28
No
players.
disrespect, Jack Sanborn. They need probably 2 more DBs at least. They need an entire new defensive line. As much as I like Justin Jones, I think that's another example. He's not your 3 technique in a Super Bowl winning 4-3 Matt Eberflus defense. You need a 3, and I think Corey Wooten would back me up on that. Justin Jones has played well. You need a guy who is constantly penetrating.
wrecker.
You need Tommy Harris, okay? Like, they're so far away in so many. Now, having an unbelievable quarterback can fix a lot, and I do think that they have that guy potentially at that position, which is by far the most important piece. So I'm not trying to sit here and rain on like the future Super Bowl parade.
Right.
But next year, that is GM of the century if Ryan Poles can pull that off by next year.
No pressure, Ryan. I got you as GM of the century.
Certainly.
You've got $125 million. We've got draft picks. Claypool was interfered with. Go win a Super Bowl next year. Play some music.
All day 97, 9.99 super chat says Fields threw a dime ball to EQ on that final play. Not his fault. I think we've got our QB bear down. Jared Bryant, $1.99 super chat. EQ missing that pass hurt more than the missed PI. And then some emojis that I can't see over here on this machine.
It kind of did have that feeling of like, all right, we can't whine about PIs if we can't catch a strike right
Catch
through
the
your
pass.
hands. Like it kind of like wiped away all the anger I had over the pass interference.
Christian
don't worry, it's still buried inside me. It won't come out.
$9.99. Bears got themselves a G-damn QB. Let's go. I feel you. What else we got here? How about... there's always someone that's got to talk about Carm. I don't know what it was you were saying earlier, but John says, dude's really complaining about a 4 TD game with literally the NFL QB record instead of a horrendous missed PI. Not to mention the drop conversion law. It was about 5 minutes ago when this one came in.
Yeah.
Who complained about
I wonder if that was actually about the tweet.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
That might have been about the tweet we showed.
All right. Fine.
So.
We won't blame Carm for that.
Let's do one more.
This is Scuba Steve.
Yep.
The call was rough, but St. Brown...
I would own it if I have.
Yeah, the call was rough, but St. Brown had the ball, go through his hands on 4th down. All that aside, though, JF1 is a franchise QB. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we're going to a quick ref rant, and then we'll take a quick break, and then I'm going to dedicate a whole segment to just an enormous...
And don't get confused. We don't take breaks. We're not going anywhere. We're right here.
No, I'm taking a break.
No, you're not.
Getting up and leaving.
Go ahead. Take a break. I'll break some news. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then we'll have some breaking news from
Braggs.
From Braggs.
All right,
The Braggs news. All right.
talk to the refs.
Look, first of all, those 2 pass interference calls were so bad that I think a few years ago when they had the idiotic replay for PI in which they would never reverse a single one because the referees were basically boycotting the NFL rules because they thought it was so and it was kind of ridiculous. I think both of those would have been overturned.
For sure.
Okay, first of all, Eddie Jackson, any defensive back, you have the right to make a play on the ball. Yep. If your body is turned towards the ball, you have a right to go up and make a play. If the wide receiver, and you've established the position, your eyes are on the ball, and you're making a play on the ball, you are allowed to have contact that is not pass interference, especially if it's initiated by the wide receiver, which in this case it was. That was a horrendous call.
Horrendous.
Now,
horrendous.
The Bears ended up stopping them on that drive. So it ended up not hurting other than the field position maybe, but regardless. But this goes to the other thing. I am okay with letting players play because sometimes I think PI gets called too much on jump balls.
I agree with that
so
too.
if you're calling it a certain way the whole game, if you're letting them hand fight, if you're letting them grab onto each other a little bit and you call it that way the whole game, I'm fine with it. But if you're going to call it on Eddie Jackson, you better as well call it when the Bears wide receiver a little bit later gets literally held down with arms wrapped around his waist as he's trying to go up and make a play on the ball when that DB didn't make any play on the ball. Like, that is unbelievable. Those plays will 100% get submitted to the league this week by the Bears. The Bears will get an apology phone call, blah, 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 blah. No one will ever hear from it again. There's no accountability for the refs publicly. It drives me crazy. And meanwhile, it cost the Bears a chance to win that game because that would have put them close in the field goal range. That bomb to Claypool, they would have been close.
Right.
They were going to score a touchdown. That's how I felt. You get that call? Then why not?
I don't know. But regardless.
And also
the low block. You got either call these or don't. There's a blatant low block when the defensive guy on the Dolphins, I'm forgetting who it was, right, went straight into the knees of Braxton Jones outside the tackle box. That is a penalty, and it's an emphasis. And they called it on the Bears last year. They called it on the Bears earlier this year. Yeah. And I don't know, just because it's week 9 or whatever, now they don't call it. Like, be consistent. That's all we ever ask.
Well, and also there was Dolphins have the football, blatant hold in the backfield. The throw is to no one. That's intentional grounding.
Oh yeah,
Flus is going crazy. It was
holding. It
wasn't holding. It was blatant, right in your face holding, and then it was intentional grounding, and we got nothing. I don't know there, Mr. Official. I don't know if we got Tim Donahue out here. What's going on exactly?
I like Billy Sports' take here. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Is the NFL making sure the Bears secure a top 5 draft pick? Seems like a lot of missed calls from the refs in Bears crunch time. Yeah.
There are a lot of games where I'll like track a bunch of missed calls and they'll end up being on both sides. This was like one of the rare times where they pretty much were all against the Bears.
The Bears got one huge break call on the Justin Fields interception where they got a hold.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible call.
That was
not holding.
That was less than holding. That was less than nothing.
But the Sam Musfer got called for a weak hold.
That was a weak hold. That was a weak hold.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday when you do your grades, can we put the refs' names in the bottom tier? That'd be nice if we could do that.
Bottom tier referees. Stripes.
I will be writing my grades for the Bears after the game too.
Hey, maybe they couldn't see because they were all wearing sunglasses.
That could have been it. Shady Rays.
And if there were referees wearing sunglasses, I hope they are Shady Rays sunglasses, because Shady Rays, they never understood why sunglasses were so expensive, and they set out to change that. You don't have to break the bank for quality sunglasses this fall because our friends at Shady Rays have you covered. Premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, substantial durability, and styles catered to everyone and every lifestyle. And the best part about Shady Rays is they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. Lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your shades on day one, maybe you're upset about a bad pass interference call and you just chuck them into a brick wall, they'll replace them for you. No questions asked about it. Even with that strong of a protection program, they will still manage to make quality that I can tell you is just as good as any expensive pair out there. Shady Rays customers agree with over 200,000 5-star reviews. Also, they have free returns and exchanges. You either love the shades or Shady Rays will pay to ship them back. That's it. And this is exclusively for our listeners. Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. Buy one, get one free. You can get 2 pairs for as low as $54. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find their newest and best shades.
Love Shady Rays, and you know who was wearing a Shady Ray today? Shout out to Tua, man. That dude is on a trajectory that is going pretty damn high. Even though he missed a couple of balls today, it was impressive. The Bears defense obviously needs a lot of work, but the Dolphins offense is like Super Bowl caliber. All right, along those lines, Game Time Tickets is where you can go to buy the best value in your sporting concert. show going, whatever you are going to tickets. To all our friends who are watching in Rockford, if you want to go see the Ice Hogs this afternoon, $9 tickets on Game Time tickets, $35 for Bulls tomorrow night, where Adam Hoge may be going. You could see him there. But the best value up top, or if you want to sit courtside, is right here at Game Time tickets. Download the Game Time app on your phone. That is a great way to live your ticket value, get in for the best price life. And also, if you love CHGO, you are going to love Game Time, and the best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. Join over 15 million people, 15 million, who have downloaded the Game Time app. Score the best seats to all your favorite events. Game Time. So, okay, go ahead. Take us.
No, I got something. I really think that we need to take a deep breath.
Deep breath. Deep breath, everybody.
And understand what is happening right now.
What is happening?
For the first time in our lives, the Bears have a dude at quarterback.
Yeah, we've been...
this has never happened. This has never happened. This is the guy. I am very confident this is the guy. There's going to be some struggles. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. But right now, when you watch the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields is your offense.
Well,
and they are scoring. And against good teams. The Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Patriots aren't I don't know how great they are, but they're not one of the worst teams in the league. And they are scoring. They have a legitimate offense, and they still don't have a ton of help. It is the quarterback. They have their quarterback. This is a huge, massive, it cannot be understated how big of a development this is.
They're averaging 30 points a game the last 3 games.
Well, and just like to, just like a huge over-the-top view of the entire season. Today, for instance, you get the punt blocked, which was a disaster. The Dolphins go up 21-10. What happens? Bears go right back down the field, score with a little under 2 minutes before the half. It's 21-17. Dolphins come out and score in 3 seconds to start the second half. You think they're going to pull away. Bears come down, score, 2-point conversion. Let's go Trayvon Wesco out of nowhere. But then you're down 10. You're in a 3-point game against a very good team at home. You're getting smoked by the Cowboys. You come back, you make it a game. You're getting smoked by the Vikings. You come back and make it a game. When have we ever seen the Bears getting smoked and come back and make it a game, let alone just do it consistently over and over again?
And the other thing I want to say is focusing too much on the passing yards for Justin Fields. I don't know. When you guys watch Patrick Mahomes, do you when the game's over, do you go, how many passing yards did he have? When Justin Herbert does that, do you do that?
He passes for 400 yards. He just doesn't run for 200.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's just I guess what I'm getting at is the good quarterbacks when you see them.
Right.
Right. I don't pay attention to what Justin Herbert's numbers are. I just know that I watch him and I'm like, this guy could sling the ball.
Well, the comparison is Lamar Jackson, right?
Sure.
And
yeah,
Lamar,
that's
so when fans critique Lamar, he's a running first quarterback who some think he can't make the throws to win you a Super Bowl, right?
Don't care. He's the MVP and he's
right.
The whole offense.
And the NFL is evolving into dual threat quarterbacks where you put defenses in a bind, and that's what Justin Fields does. But I would argue that Justin Fields has a beautiful deep ball. He's got throws that look very good. Lamar Jackson can throw the ball, but I think Justin Fields has a better arm than Lamar Jackson. He has to prove it in his career. But to me, the Chase Claypool, that was a good throw. It was pass interference. Last week, to Velus Jones, that was an amazing throw. He just didn't catch it. The throw he had to Darnell Mooney is a dime ball by any standard of any great quarterback in the league. So to me, Justin Fields is evolving into a quarterback we certainly have never had in Chicago. There's the pass interference here at the end of the game on Chase Claypool. Absolutely ridiculous.
Look at that.
I mean, that is assault. And
what's the Claypool grade for game 1 in a Bear uniform? He had a drop. He had 2 catches.
A couple drops, right?
We had the one on the little quick wide receiver screen. What was the other one?
I think he just had one.
I thought he had one in the second half too. My head was spinning with all the Justin Fields runs.
I thought it was actually a testament to him encouraging that it wasn't so much how I don't even know what the final snap count was, but they used him in a variety of different ways. It wasn't just go. They had him in motion. They had him on a number of different types of plays that I think is impressive for him only being around for a few days. I think it's a good start. So I'd give him a solid B considering the circumstances.
And if he gets that pass interference call like he should have, it shows you the difference-making type of player you have because you're probably not calling that.
Which he had
play.
one earlier in the game.
Right, exactly. And you're not calling that play at the end of the game for any other wide receiver. And if he gets that call, it just shows the impact he has. He was an instant impact today. It wasn't enough to get the win, but, yeah, it's only going to get better as the weeks go. So I think a B minus is fair just because he didn't get in the end zone. But, the offense certainly – that wasn't a problem getting in the end zone today.
I'm seeing C pluses. I'm seeing Bs. I would lean towards the. I guess I'd probably give him a B minus. Maybe.
What's your issue with what he did today?
He dropped an easy pass.
On the very next play, he got a first down by breaking a tackle.
He was fine. He was fine. But
when Kansas, like to Adam's point, when Kansas City's running their offense and somebody drops an easy pass, do they blink? Do their fans blink? No, because they just turn around.
I'm not blinking. I'm just grading the guy. He was fine.
We're giving A's across the board.
No,
I'm not.
Not on defense.
You give an F to everybody on defense.
I'm just saying on offense. I'm saying
who
on
was
offense.
the Bears' best defender today? Was it Justin Jones? I guess.
No.
Who was it?
It was Tua.
Was it Jalen Johnson with the finally
missing those two throws late?
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to give it to Jalen Johnson because he at least went with Tyreek Hill in the flat there that disrupted the play. What was the other safety on the other side? Was it Brisker? Where the hell was he going? And then Tua just missed the throw. And then the next one, good recovery by Jalen Johnson, but that ball was underthrown by like 3 yards.
In my Bears were going to win 3-point win formula, I had the Bears getting a pick, and it just did not happen.
I mean, I think our prediction should count as a correct pick this week.
No, it shouldn't.
Did anyone count for the blocked punt?
Fair point. And, I mean, really, pass interference in the end zone, Bears win.
I actually have a legitimate question for Richard Hightower because it's pretty established like that.
Bears special teams coach.
Khalil Herbert isn't your best. Well, I guess you got to have him out there. He's not your best pass blocker, right, amongst the running backs. So for him to be, you could call it a slot, you can call it a wing. The guy on the edge there on the left side, I guess you can't be completely shocked that he gave up a block like that, right? But you do like him in cover. He's really good at getting downfield and tackling, so you got to have him out there in coverage. But that was an unfortunate play.
Let's go, if we're talking about that side of it, just negative moments. What does Al-Qadim Muhammad do? Does anybody?
What is it you'd say you do here? It's like the Bobs. And
he had one tackle today. I don't remember it, so whatever. That's on me. I guess I should remember the Al-Qadim moment. He has now on the season. He's got 18 tackles. He's got 2 games with 1. He's got a couple of 3 games, a 4 and a 5. I get that he had 5 against the Giants. And he's got 1.5 sacks. He hasn't had a full sack in a game. He's had 3 games where he's had a half a sack. So I guess he's done something.
I think it is fair. Now, they're going to have more money to spend. But it does raise some questions. I think there's just sort of this assumption out there that the Bears can go spend money and fix the defense. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Ryan Poles signed Nicholas Morrow. He signed Al-Qadim Muhammad. Granted, that's a Matt Eberflus guy, but he still signed them. Justin Jones has been fine, but I still think you need to do better than that on a championship defense. it's not like these have been home runs on defense right now. With some of the free agent signings.
Yeah, but were these contracts big contracts?
No, that's what I'm saying. You have more money to spend going forward. But I still would call, especially those first two guys I named, a pretty big disappointment.
Sure, but you get what you pay for, right?
Al-Qadim Muhammad, for the record, signed a 2-year, $8 million contract. $3.3 million of it was guaranteed. He had
For $4 million a year, you need to do more than you're doing. If we're gonna play you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I'd do what he's doing for. Well, I couldn't get the sack, but I'd take the $4 million and get no pass rush, because that's what Stephen D in the chat, he says, why were guys that open? You know,
there's no pass rush.
Yeah, there's no pass rush. That's what we're talking about with Al-Qadim Muhammad and all these guys across the line. It just, we don't have game records on the defensive line. Their linebacking core is non-existent now with Roquan gone. I understand Roquan probably wasn't worth $20 million, but he certainly was a linebacker that could, you know, do some things. Now we don't have a linebacker that can do some things. So we no longer have a pass rush or a linebacking core, which is going to hurt our corners. And, you know, guys were open all day long. I mean, I don't know how much they switched to man, but they were playing a lot of zone and getting picked apart today. And I think we're just going to be seeing different variations of giving up a lot of points throughout the rest of the year, because we just don't have enough talent on that side of the ball.
And credit to the defense, who got off the field twice in the fourth quarter when they absolutely had to.
Tua helped with it, but certainly
they did. But
they did their job.
I mean, early in the game, it was an accomplishment when they got to third down. Like, oh, thank God it's a third down. Way to go.
Yeah, but there's that one third down where it was 3rd and 7, and I go, Carm, the over-under on yards right here is 14.5. And I think they picked up 17.
Okay, so Javier Castro puts in the chat, I kind of wish we would have kept Khalil Mack. At this point now, with some of these almost games, Washington, Minnesota, Giants, this one.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
That's the Brisker
or
pick, correct?
Are you accepting that this is a rebuild season?
Oh no, I'm accepting it, and I'm not even. That's why we came out focusing on the referees and the EQ drop. Like, I'm accepting that this defense sucks. Like they do. This is as bad as I've seen since 2014, and maybe including 2014 in there. Like, they can't stop anything until Tua missed some throws. That was it, and then you got a missed field goal. Like, your stops today were a missed field goal and Tua missing a couple throws in crunch time. Like,
wide open, too.
Wide open. Like, that was a horrendous defensive performance. And you have to at least, like, I know people don't want us to be negative because Justin Fields, they lost the game, and the defense is terrible. We have to acknowledge that.
Yep.
Terrible.
And this certainly isn't.
But I have a great positive thought whenever we want to get back to positivity.
This has been a positive show. I mean, you got to point out that the defense isn't good enough, but I wouldn't necessarily call that being negative. That's just stating a fact.
I still think trading Mack is the right move.
100%.
Timing, age, he was declining. He hadn't been the same player he was since 18. He's having a pretty good year. I keep seeing him pop up on red zone, making plays. You know, good for him. I still think, like, that wall is there. You got a second-round pick for him. You got a little bit more, too, that you flipped for more picks. So, yeah, that was the right move, 100%.
The bigger question will be the Roquan, but keep going.
Yeah, I still think there's a scenario there, even with Roquan, that I'd rather get rid of a guy a year early than a year too late.
He's not declining, though, anywhere close to. I don't. Come on.
My grades say otherwise. I think the question is, it was a scheme related or something else. Considerably worse player this year than he had been.
A lot going on, though.
I agree. I'm not saying it might not be him. It might be scheme. It probably is scheme. But I also feel pretty confident that he's never going to be that $100 million linebacker.
But it would have been.
And you have to make smart business decisions.
Sure, but it would have been interesting to play it out and see what the contract ends up being. So that'll be something to pay attention to.
Do you think they win this? Do you think they win this game if Roquan's on the field today?
I think they win this game if they get a pass interference call. So in that vein, yes.
But I guess my point is, Roquan was on the field last week. They couldn't stop the Cowboys at all. I don't think it would have made that big of a difference this week either.
No, listen, the defense has too many holes that no one guy is going to fix it unless it's a guy that's going to get to the quarterback.
All right, here's my extremely positive Bears quarterback thought. is this the first time maybe in my entire life
Yes.
that the Bears have a better quarterback than the Green Bay Packers?
There it is. There it is.
Walk
There
off.
it is. Fields greater than Rodgers. I'll tell you this much. If they were both out there right now and you had 32 NFL teams, who do you want for the rest of their career? There is not one football team in all of football that would take Aaron Rodgers.
Right. If you were
Oh,
to
the
say-
Packers would send a private jet down here immediately.
Yeah, here you go. There's
To
Aaron.
get Justin Fields on the plane and into Green Bay, as fast as they
Yeah, I
possibly
mean, make
could.
the poll whether you want to set it at 2 or 3 years. What quarterback would you want for the next 2 or 3 years?
How about just for the
be 100%.
What about for
I'm talking about right damn now, and I'm being serious.
Right.
for the
Which quarterback is better right now?
So if you're saying, like, let's say you had let's say you're the Dolphins, all right, and Tua gets hurt, and you have a choice right now for Miami. There's two guys out there for you. You can either have Justin Fields or Aaron Rodgers. You're the Miami Dolphins. I think.
Oh my God, Mike McDaniel was literally on the sideline telling Justin Fields to stop today. That's how much respect he has for him.
For real. I mean, that was a big moment.
I would love to ask Mike McDaniel that question. Nick, can you run over to that press conference right now at Soldier Field?
Nick! It was just.
I think he would take Fields.
It's a superstar moment where a coach is literally joking with the opposing team's quarterback because he knows he can't do anything to stop him. It's like watching a video game.
That's funny, by the way.
Max with a nice super chat about this. He said the Bears run with a good Dolphins team, come close in the shootout. Meanwhile, the Packers lose an ugly one to the Lions. Rodgers struggled. Fields went off. Is this the start of the passing of the guard?
I mean, Rodgers had 3 red zone interceptions. I don't know if he had 4 by the end of the game, but he definitely had 3. How many games in a row has he lost now?
He definitely looks like a whiny little bitch every time they show him
He's
complaining
done.
about everything.
I'm calling it. I've been bugging Carmi V, our girl here at CHGO Bears. She's on Thursday nights with Carm. I've been bugging her because she's covers the NFC North for Fox Sports, and she's all over the Packers. I'm like, is Rodgers retiring? Is he going to retire at the end of the year? And she's been standoffish saying no, but I think it is going to happen. I just see a guy that is not interested in his football career anymore and is more interested in his, spiritual awakening.
Ayahuasca.
And wasting his ayahuasca.
What do you call it either?
Don't ever-
Ayazuka or whatever?
Ayazuka.
Don't shit on spiritual awakenings. They're big. I'd love
Yeah.
that. I'd love to have a spiritual
Well,
awakening.
take
Anybody
some
else?
mushrooms. Take some mushrooms, Carmen. You'll have one.
All right, well, you
There we
can
go.
draft Aaron Rodgers first overall in the
Spiritual
Joshua Tree road trip. I'm going to take Justin Fields as the quarterback.
We're going to take Carm to Red Rock, give him some mushrooms. We'll put it all on Twitter.
I did not have on my bingo card that Fields was going to pass Rodgers this year. So I've got to digest
It's
where
beautiful,
you're
right?
going.
Could you imagine us even having that thought after the Washington game?
I mean, it is.
seriously, Eberflus said when he first came here, we're going to take the North and never give it back. Or was that Poles? I think it was Eberflus that said that. And it's
No,
like,
Pohl said that.
That's polls.
That's a poll.
whatever.
score.
They both said it. Everyone said it. I said it too. And now it's like, man, when you see the way Justin Fields played today, I believe it. I mean, the Packers are on their last legs. The Vikings are still a very solid football team, but at the same time, how much longer is Kirk Cousins going to be their guy?
Should we redo Country Roads to Justin Fields? Justin Fields, take me home.
No. I think that's a no.
Big Dave doesn't
That's a
like
no.
that. Why can't I do Fields? To
What was
country?
one you did earlier? His was better. You were singing some Justin Fields.
I forget what I sang.
You don't even remember what you were.
I talk a lot. I break news.
I thought I was onto something there.
No.
Justin Fields to the Super Bowl in Chicago.
Should I cut his
in a
mic?
new stadium on
Yes,
the lakefront,
please.
Lori Lightfoot? We can do
Just
it.
walk away.
By the way, one thing we could definitely declare over the NFC North. I don't even think the Vikings are that great, but they won today. They came back from behind against the Commanders. They're now 7-1. The NFC North, it was probably already over, but with the Packers being 3-6, the Bears are still in second place.
Second place. We're hanging right there. Hey, we didn't lose to the Lions
right
today.
now.
We lost to the Dolphins. That's a win. Bears over Green
I think
Bay.
we should swap Big Dave and Carm for like 5 minutes.
Not a bad idea.
Seriously, yeah.
Just 5 minutes.
Tag him in.
Just
Blind
5
chance.
minutes.
Big Dave
you
does
know?
great work. I would
it's
understand.
They're
We
amazing.
to make a Bulls analogy, like you just need a little bit of time on the bench. You know,
We should get. Hey, listen, Dave. You want in? Let's go.
Oh yeah, mine was
like
you
Vucevic, sit
got
down.
that Justin
Drummond's coming in.
feeling.
We need some more energy.
Whoa, that Justin
Feeling.
feeling. You got that Justin feeling. Rogers gone, gone, gone. Whoa.
That was way better.
Yes.
That was way better.
It was.
Harmony, baby.
Well, if you had gotten into it, it could have been good. But you just
Not yours.
Sorry to everyone.
You want me
that
to
had
get into
deal with that
yours?
Yes,
segment.
if you had jumped in, it could have been great. But you guys just wanted to.
All right, next week's tailgate, we need a karaoke machine for you guys. Is that possible? Can
We'll
we get
sing.
that? Can we
Next
get
week
that,
we'll sing at the tailgate.
I'll be quite honest. If there's karaoke, I ain't coming.
Whoa.
We're going to sing that
I hate
song
karaoke.
at the tailgate,
Never seen
and
me
you're
do
going to
it.
like it, Adam.
I'll be quite honest. This tailgate next week is for the diehards. It is going to be 30 degrees. They're playing the Lions.
Settle down. Don Burr, let's go. Where are you
Again.
going?
Hey, bear
did
bear
this on the
weather,
pregame.
baby. I know. Listen to this
You did
guy.
this on the
that
postgame.
hates the dome, that wants the stadium, and then wants
Can't
to
come up for
complain.
2. It's too
30
cold.
degree tailgate. Die hard.
You can be quiet because you have legs to stand on. You, on the other hand, were complaining about the weather today, and it's going to be 30 next
I
week.
was there though, wasn't I?
You were there, but you were. I mean, come on. Let's not. I'm just saying that it's
I was out there making plays. The tent was about to blow away. I just went and grabbed that thing.
That was huge.
I gotta give you a
I
shout out.
dove on
Carman.
the ground for a
You
football.
did also
you see
cause
that?
the tent to fly away. That was you. You bumped into it, but I'm not. That's fine.
I never posted the
We'll
video,
check
but
the
I, had,
L22.
I was giving Carm lessons
let's-
and laying blocks, so I got to give him.
Can we make the tent so people that are above 6 feet can walk under it?
Hey, I don't even know why we put a tent up today.
I know.
The
I didn't
wind
understand
was
that either.
Ridiculous.
It was not raining and it wasn't even sunny, and there was 40-mile-an-hour winds.
I'm not saying anything about the setup
Come
crew
to the
that puts
tailgate.
great work
They're
out
great. All you can eat, all you can drink.
Yeah, but-
Parking available right down the street from the stadium.
there. Honestly, it's the best deal going. You get to park and eat, and all you can eat, all you can drink. That close to Soldier
If
Field.
you didn't like the singing
You're-
by Carm, you can stuff them in a porta potty. We'll film it, put it on Twitter. Great content.
2 porta potties. I mean, you could stuff me in one, and there'd still be availability. That's huge.
This is what we have to offer.
Big Dave says he's coming out next week. By the way, there were people coming up today that just wanted to see Big Dave. Where the hell is he? And I said he's doing something very, very, very important, and he can't wait to come next week in 30-degree weather.
We got Bulls, you know.
Bulls. All right. Hey,
Philip Petosola.
What just happened to Branks? I thought he
Carm
was
is
like
the
convulsing.
Al-Qadim Muhammad of CHG.
That's so incredibly rude.
it's not even nice.
No, he's not.
Dude,
Jalen
don't
Johnson.
acknowledge it like it actually, like I could be.
It's a
Branks.
funny statement.
No, he's not.
He is. You're not.
Okay, you're right.
It was still
maybe
funny.
he is.
All right. Hey, Pins and
I'm
Aces,
gonna
the
get a
official
55 jersey.
golf apparel partner of CHGO. We love our Pins and Aces gear. They are a family-owned golf and apparel business. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, even our favorite beer sleeve, which is the great, innovative product that allows you to store 7 beers right inside your golf bag and keep drinks cold the entire round. Check out pinsandaces.com. Use code CHGO to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. Use that code CHGO.
And I got to tell you there, Sir Adam Hoge, that is I'm just surprised that you did not go where you normally like to go, which is how much you love that sleeve. But at any rate, hey,
Good stall.
if you care.
Great stall. That was awesome. That was fun to watch.
Blame it on me.
Wow. This is the support by these teammates here. If I could have more, I don't know what I would do with it. Hey, the Kmet Energy Efficiency Program. If you care about the world and you care about yourself and you care about saving money, this is the way to get involved. Kmet Energy Efficiency is helping families and businesses in the communities that they serve. They help you manage the energy usage and lower your energy bills now and into the future. They offer a wide array of incentives on lighting and other efficiency upgrades to commercial, industrial, and public sector customers like my great teammates Adam Hoge and Greg Braggs and Lawrence Benedetto and Big Dave and all of you. You can inquire about how to upgrade your outdated lighting to energy and money-saving efficient LED lights. This is what you do. Visit ComEd.com/poweringbiz. Do that now to start saving money and energy. You can call them 855-433-2700, or you can email them publicsectoree@comed.com, publicsectoree@comed.com. As we hear that sound, I believe that might be a Nicholas Moreano from Soldier Field. No?
I think it's a Will DeWitt.
Or is it a Will DeWitt?
If you got any more reads, go ahead. Do
Yes,
this
we
read.
do.
Yeah.
DraftKings. Make sure you're checking out our friends at DraftKings. Use that code CHGO because DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and their unbeatable offers. You have to check them out right now. New customers can make any $5 NFL bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Check this out because in addition to the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. I did this pregame. Works out very well. The more legs you have in your parlay, the bigger the boost you get. And you can throw down on stepped-up same-game parlays once per game day all season long. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code CHGO to get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Just place a $5 bet on any football game only at DraftKings Sportsbook using code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
All right, I just for the record, I am already just getting myself refocused here.
Okay.
I wanted 5 in a row, so it's just going to have to be 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And it will start with our amazing tailgate next Sunday in amazing weather, in a Bear just coming together. We're all going to – this is what we're going to do next Sunday morning starting at 8 o'clock. We're all going to be there bright and early, and we're going to walk in, and we're going to have a I feel we should have a circle to celebrate that the Bears – have a quarterback, and let's make it the biggest circle on the planet of, oh my God, we've gotten through. Will DeWitt wants to be there, so we can all circle up at, we'll give a little leeway on the time. How about 9:30? We'll all be there at Roosevelt in Michigan to gather together, hold hands, and talk about Fields is the man, and then we'll drink every single beer and eat beautiful food. Are you in?
Oh, no, I'll be in Denver, but appreciated that speech. That was a great speech. I appreciate that. And everybody else should be there. Everyone else should be there.
You're not on the show next week?
He's got a wedding.
Oh my. Okay, fine. We will do a toast to Hoge, who won't be there in spirit. But everybody else should be there for the tailgate next Sunday so we can all celebrate Justin Fields. That's the plan.
All right. Do we have a Will?
We have Will.
All right.
I believe he's right there.
Yeah. Will
There
DeWitt.
he is.
There he is.
In the flesh.
How's it going, guys?
Great.
What's up, Will?
We're very
You look
excited.
sad.
The locker room was pretty somber. I'm not going to lie. It was really like when you walked in, like you could have heard like a pin drop kind of atmosphere. You can tell that the guys really wanted this victory, even though they can see the progress. They don't like these moral victories. They want to get the real ones. And yeah, just like them, like I'm a little upset by how the outcome of the game went. Like the Bears gave themselves a chance and they were on the wrong side of it. And even though I projected them to lose this game, it still kind of hurts to watch it go down the way it did.
You know, to that point, think about in that locker room right now, which players actually can feel good about their performance today?
That's where I was going in my head. Like, I could see why it was somber. Like, EQ's not running around there feeling great.
Even the running backs, they didn't really have a big day.
Right.
I think maybe some of the offensive line's feeling okay. You know, I felt overall the O-line was okay. But, like, Cole Kmet should feel good about his game.
Darnell
Mooney was solid. Obviously, Justin
Chase
Fields.
Claypool had a good start.
Claypool sleeps well tonight. Kmet sleeps well tonight. Mooney sleeps well.
Offensive line.
O-line.
Kind of.
Trenton Gill?
Not really.
The point is, like,
No.
90% of the locker room shouldn't feel great. And, oh, by the way, they only lost by 3 to a pretty good
No,
Dolphins
they
team.
should feel that way because that's going to be what makes the difference from them becoming a great team.
I guess my
next
point is
year.
I think that speaks to how much the quarterback carried you today.
Yep.
Because he really did. Sorry, Will, go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, I can talk Justin all day long. I mean, for him to be that guy that can carry this team now, like he is the franchise, I still think is a positive development. Obviously, losing a game by 3 when you put up 32 points, that's weird. Like when you cover the Bears team, like you score 32, like more times than not, like that's a win. Like how many times would 17 points have cost this game, actually won a game for the Bears if the offense would have had that kind of output? But no, Justin's day, special every way you look at it. And now it's kind of like the consensus in the locker room. Any player you asked about Justin's day, like, oh, it's just so special to watch him. We're so lucky to have him. And even Coach Eberflus was talking him up too. Sorry, guys, my voice is a little shot from that tailgate, talking over all that loud music. So I've been a little hoarse throughout this entire afternoon, and it hasn't come back yet.
Well, it's almost like maybe some of these players, especially on the defensive side, are upset because they want to make plays and win some of these games they shouldn't, so they can be a part of the Justin Fields experience next year and the years going forward.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, why wouldn't you be pissed off or upset on this defense? Like, you let Justin Fields down, like, easily here. They gave up so many yards, over 10 yards per pass, and every player seemed like they were just wide open. Coach Flus said in the post game, like, they just didn't do a good enough job at jamming and disrupting the wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, which was something that they came into this game with a big emphasis on, and knew that if they weren't able to accomplish that, it was going to be a long day for the defense. And it was. And you can take it one step further and talk about special teams. Again, it was a 3-point game. They gave up 7 points on special teams. Like, if you just take away that one block punt, you never know if the Bears would have been on the right side of this outcome too. But yeah, I think you can tell that this whole team, defense, the offensive guys, special teams, like everyone in that locker room, you can tell wants to play well, wants to be a part of this team moving forward, and can tell that there is something special brewing here with Justin.
What was your favorite part today, Will, about Justin's performance? Anything stand out specifically for you?
Oh, man, there's a few things. Obviously, that 61, 62-yard touchdown run, that was special. He mentioned that they thought they had man coverage there, and they're going to go to Darnell Mooney. And then once they snapped it, he recognized it was zone, had to make one guy miss, and instincts took over, and by golly, did they. That was fun. This place was rocking after that play. That one touchdown throw to Mooney was very special as well in the corner of the end zone. But I think my favorite part, aside of those, like outside of Justin, was the defense making that stand at the end of the game to give the offense a chance. Like, if you want to look at one thing outside of Justin, I think that would be it.
Just looking ahead to next week real quick, I kind of feel like it's a big game. Like, I just feel like if you're going to be this team that wants to feel good about some of the offensive, vibes that are coming your way, the quarterback playing well, you can't lose to the Lions. Am I wrong? Like, next week's a game you should win. They're going to be favored, right? What's the early line? They should be favored, right? Even though the Lions beat the Packers today, I would think so.
They're going to be favored.
They should be favored. To me, it's like, it's not the end of the world you lose games like this to the Dolphins. You got to beat the Lions next week. That would be too comparable to the Commanders' loss, I feel like, if you don't pull it off. Am I wrong?
No.
I mean,
it wouldn't surprise me if they lose, because I just feel like the defense is going to give up 35 points different ways every week the rest of the year. But it is the Lions. They're not the Dolphins. They don't have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So, yeah, I can agree with your assessment. And we're at the point now where maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I expect the Bears to put up 30 points next week. So that is enough to win a game against the Lions, yes.
Let's also not get ahead of ourselves, though. The Bears are, even against the worst team in the NFL at this point in time, they're still a coin flip or a slight favorite at best. However, the Lions at home coming up after what we saw today, it will feel really, really bad if they somehow the clunker goes around the other way. But that's the thing that and Will, I don't know if you feel this way too, but it just feels like we're hitting a baseline now with Justin that we can at least expect, not necessarily this level of the most rushing yards in a regular season game performance, but something of like, it's not going to be a surprise when Fields plays well anymore.
I mean, it's been 3 weeks in a row, and I've been just proud of the kid and the growth that he's demonstrated. And not just the growth, but now we're at a point where we can call it consistency out of Justin. He is playing consistently at a decent level here, and he's putting up good numbers. He's leading this team. We mentioned he carried the entire team here today. And I'm with you. I don't look at, especially like the next little bit of the schedule. Like there isn't a defense that I'm looking at and going, oh no, I expect Justin to really struggle here. You're right. I think the bar has officially raised for Justin Fields. The expectations for him are up a notch. And I think those are all good things for the Bears. I think that's a good point, Carm.
Good point, Carm.
All right, I'll take it. I rarely get it.
But like there is something is said for the talent. Like most of the Lions aren't going to have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle running around next week.
Exactly.
Like I'm not saying the Bears defense is going to be good by any means, or like, but they're going to have. I can't wait to see the next gen stats on the yards of separation that the Dolphins receivers had on the Bears today. I don't think there was a single catch that those two guys made in which there was a DB within 3 or 4 yards.
I mean,
there wasn't.
It was unbelievable. If that's not by far the best mark in the league this week, I'll be shocked.
I mean, when I was watching the Dolphins play the Lions last week, I'm like, oh, God. That offense is humming. Tua is back. Tua is there. Talking about emerging quarterbacks, that guy is going to be a top 10 QB in the NFL for a long time. And I know he missed a couple of throws late today.
He's good.
He is a good football player, man. Tua's got it going on.
Yeah. Although, Will, I found it funny on the one play where Tua got out of the pocket and tried to run for some yards. The difference between him and Justin Fields trying to do that was pretty comical.
Yeah, no, it's a night and day difference for sure. But, I mean, the thing about Tua and today, like you guys mentioned, receivers were wide open all game long. The coverage is very soft. And, I mean, you have to respect Hill's speed. Same thing with Waddle. And there are a few different throws that Tua made that the receiver wasn't even out of the break, just threw it to a spot down the field. And just with their ability to hit that extra gear mid route to gain that separation, I thought, like, I've never seen Tyreek Hill play in person other than 2018, 2019 Bears Chiefs, whatever that was, like that big blowout here. But getting to watch him from this vantage point, like you can tell what kind of special talent he is, and that speed is ungodly for sure. But like when the Bears did get pressure on Tua late, you did see him kind of, miss the mark a bit, throw the ball in the dirt on a big third down too. Or it may have even been a fourth down, but still, like you can tell that pressure still rattles him a bit, can get him off his mark. And it's unfortunate for the Bears that, they don't have much of a pass rush right now, or if one at all.
What do you think of the emergence of Cole Kmet? I tweeted, should we even be acknowledging this, or should we not say anything as to not jinx it?
I mean, I'm here for it. It's a great development to see 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks. If you would have told me that a month ago, I wouldn't have believed you that Cole Kmet was able to come up with that sort of production. But yeah, I mean, I like it. Heck, even that little formation that they use with him, like coming in motion and then just getting the snap and doing a sneak, like, hey, they're finding extra ways to get Cole Kmet the ball. They also gave him an end around. Like I like that.
Yeah, the jet sweep, that was crazy.
Yeah, like they're finding ways to put the ball in his hands, and he's a tough, violent runner, and he's been able to make things happen after the catch. I mean, the first touchdown, he caught it, and I think he ran, 10 or so yards after the catch to find his way to go into the end zone. A good read there by Justin, good play fake. I think that's another element of Justin's game, too, that's really evolving, is that play fake, like early on in the year. Wasn't holding it nearly long enough. Defenses weren't biting, but something's kind of changed. And now you can tell that he is kind of, fooling the defenses. Heck, he fooled me a couple times here today too. But yeah, with Cole, I mean, I think you just have to, give him the praise, give him the kudos. I understand, like, you don't want to like jinx it and say anything about it, but at the same time, I'm feeling good about his role in this offense that Luke Getsy's starting to find. And if he's getting into a groove with Justin, that just gives, number one, another threat to work with here in this offense. And you can't have too many of those.
All right, Will, any final thoughts?
Yeah, anything stand out in there, Will, that you haven't said?
The one fun quote I got from Darnell Mooney when talking about like Justin Fields and his day here, he's like, well, the Madden ratings better go up then because of Justin Fields' ability to run. So I don't know. That was a little fun one that I don't think you're going to see really get out there that I wanted to share. But outside of that, it was kind of, just a disappointment in the locker room. I don't know if you guys saw, but Justin Fields does believe it was PI on Chase Claypool late in that one deep shot. And I'm happy. I know you don't want to you get in trouble talking about the officiating, but I don't know. I'm glad that he's holding the officiating accountable too, because that was an egregious missed call, and it's unfortunate that a couple of these ticky-tacky calls went the wrong way for the Bears here today. But no, final thought is we're still watching this offense grow, blossom. Justin's continuing taking steps forward, and at the end of the day, even though the Bears lost a close game, they hung in there with one of the most potent offenses in the NFL here today. And for me, I'm going to hang my hat on that. Disappointed about the loss, but proud of the fact that this offense continues to show out 3 weeks in a row now. But I'm going to rest my voice if that's okay with you guys.
Yes, we will let you go. Rest up, and I appreciate it, Will. Good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Good stuff, Will.
Will DeWitt from Soldier Field. A lot of comments about the referee. Steven with the super chat saying the Eddie Jackson play wouldn't have been a PI in flag football. We had another one up there saying that the ref should have to do a post-game press conference. Look, I will say, the more games Justin Fields has like this, get some more weapons around him, the more calls they will get. It's just, it shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately it is. They protect the superstars. They reward the superstars. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that, I don't know, give me a name of a good wide receiver.
Tyreek Hill.
Cooper Kupp.
Well, exactly. Tyreek Hill would be a good one. Was it him or Waddle who was going up for the ball that got called on Eddie Jackson? I think it was Hill.
I don't remember that.
No,
or was it?
Regardless, there's a good example, though. Thank you, from the same game. He gets the call. I'm pretty sure it was Hill. He gets the call. Chase Claypool does not later. It's just the way it is. You got to.
It's bullshit.
I agree with you. It is, but that's just how they call it. It's the superstars get the calls. So
we've got Austin in the chat saying he's worried about Luke Getsy getting a head coaching job next year. And head of content Kevin is following up with thought the same thing. We cannot. I'm not allowing Getsy panic. You can control everything, but
I do think Luke Getsy is going to be a head coach relatively soon. I don't know if it's going to happen that fast.
Yeah, I think this year is getting ahead of ourselves, but I think he is that potential.
Adam Gase got a job after shitty Bears season. he made Jay Cutler look good for 1 year, and all of a sudden he's the head coach of the Dolphins.
Let's put it this way: if they score 30 a game the rest of the year, then that's something to be concerned about. So I guess, but it's still getting ahead of ourselves. I mean, how many times has he been interviewed as a head coach?
He was interviewed this year.
He was.
I think he was interviewed by the Broncos. They probably should have hired him instead of Daniel Hackett.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. His demeanor, and you've seen it, and I guess we've all seen it, but just seeing it in person at Hallis, he's got a little bit of a head coach vibe to him, I would say. He's certainly very composed, and he's fun. Like they do a stupid thing out at Hallis Hall each week where you take out all the soda cans out of the refrigerator and stack them up, which I don't know how that all started. Do you know how that started?
I don't really understand it.
But Getsy loves going to the fridge.
Thing.
He loves going to the fridge and pulling out a Squirt and a Werner's and a Diet Pepsi, and like there's a funness to him. And then when he talks, it's very logical. And everything that he said this year, as far as the quarterback getting better, even when we were scoring 7 points against Washington, has proved to be correct. And now he's also, forget about what he says, what he's done. It's pretty damn impressive, but I don't want to get nervous now that Getsy's going to leave. Why do you guys got to make sense like that?
Are you ready to do your notes?
I can do my notes.
Yeah,
I am.
We got Nick still coming up here. We got to get out of here soon. So
I want to be here the rest of the night talking Justin Fields.
You are going to do that on your – how many spaces are you going to do
I'm
tonight?
not doing any spaces
Braggs,
tonight.
I have a question for you. Are any of the pages in that spiral notebook actually in the spiral?
No, they always get ripped apart during the game. But
what is going on there?
Yeah, and then this page has a pizza stain on it right here.
Is that notebook from – you did have that in grammar school, right?
That is a third grade
notebook. And how has it been the same notebook each week? And
that's what I'm saying.
I'm running out of pages, guys.
Someone get this guy a new notebook,
I have very professional notes here.
Yeah.
All right, let's starting at the top here. Fields to Kmet. First play of the game, the nice easy toss. I'm like, all right, we are off and running. Let's go. Braggs at that point was yelling something about symbolism, which made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, no, I was saying that I'd been saying it all week that I wanted Chase Claypool to come out there for the very first snap. They didn't have to throw it to him.
For symbolism.
I just wanted him
symbolism.
as they ran out onto the field and run that first play.
So you must have liked when Matt Nagy ran the T formation for no reason.
We just made a huge play, and I wanted Chase symbolism. And he's a difference maker on the offense. He ended up being out there for the third play, guys. So, all the people saying to me that he wasn't going to be ready for the offense, how many snaps did he get today?
I'm with you.
Symbolism, the use of symbols to represent ideas or qualities. He has always believed in the importance of symbolism in golden art. I suppose it makes remote sense, but at the time I felt like it was worth writing down. Let's see here. I think that it was Brandon Spano who was yelling out at that point that the wind ain't shit. As the Dolphins went down the field and just went hot knife through butter on the Bears.
Do you have more from Spano?
I do.
Good. A lot of Spano. A lot of Spano content.
Let's see. Cheers for Chase Claypool's first catch with the 1 yard. Which was kind of amazing that we were just going nuts because Claypool had a 1 yard, on the board. That's a moment. How about the 3rd and 2 bomb to Claypool? Hold pass. That was a good little moment in time right there where, wow, 3rd and 2, we're going deep. I thought that was noteworthy. Late and out of bounds to Mooney. This is all the first drive. Oh, this was a Spano thing. He started talking about how on cover 1, Justin Fields always runs the football. And I had never watched a game with Brandon before like this. And I'm like, does this guy coach football or something? And then
he does.
Yes, he's been doing it for 10 years.
He said something hilarious at the tailgate. He goes, because the tents kept blowing over from the wind coming off the lake. And he said, if anybody ever tells me that the Windy City is because of the politicians and not because of the wind, I'm going to punch them in the face.
This is a good point. I mean, it is windy here.
Let's see here. Sanborn on the tackle, said by Hoge. That was about 100 times today.
Yeah, I did.
Shout out to Joe Thomas, who had a tackle out of nowhere. Then we never saw him for the rest of the game, but there it was. I don't know why I've got down here. Bear Mysterical Tailgate. Did something
Bear
happen?
Mysterio. You guys were making fun of me.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing that happens during the games. Anytime that Fox or CBS pans to, a crazy fan, where you're like, wow, what's going on with that guy? It's basically Braggs' best friend. He knows them all.
Friend.
Or possibly.
I tailgate with a lot of people, all right?
Possibly related by blood. The point is he knows them all.
Yes. I know the people who go to the games.
We had
I'm
Red
the
Zone on
fan in the stands, and if they show the fans in the stands, I'm likely to know who they are. Bear Mysterio, you got on TV. Shout out to you.
Yeah, we had Red Zone on the other monitor, and at one point they showed this crazy Bengals fan who had his beard red in a braid, and I was disappointed. Braggs didn't know who that was.
Well, Braggs also, just jumping ahead of the notes, he also shouted out Bearman, called him a Hall of Famer, and then he called out Paul Zawicki, whoever that is.
Yeah, his buddy, Paul.
Yeah.
Been to
His
go
buddy
every
Paul.
home game since 1982.
Carm, someone gave you a little super chat here.
Oh, let's see.
Jonathan.
What do we got here?
Yellow
$2.
pad coming out. It's like analog live tweeting.
That's right. Exactly. It is. It very much is.
I mean, it's basically what Twitter is, except for the whole power that it holds. Your notebook doesn't quite have as much power. I apologize.
My notebook does.
Yeah, that one
with
does.
the pizza stain.
Yeah.
Just a couple more here from the second quarter. We had the first Claypool drop that made the notes. Justin Fields runs, as in with 3 S's. The guy's just, and then we had the Fields versus Lamar debate in the second quarter,
we should acknowledge that Braggs compared Justin Fields to pretty much every greatest quarterback of all time.
No, I didn't. I said he was faster than Lamar Jackson currently, and I believe that to be a fact. Last week he was clocked at 22.5 miles an hour. This week when he had the 61-yard touchdown, he went out about 21 miles per hour. I think it was 20.33. He is faster than Lamar Jackson currently. He is just as big as Cam Newton. Those are facts. Don't make fun of me. Get to your notes.
What about Michael Vick?
you had Vic and
Yeah.
Vic.
Yeah, he's like Vic. The way he runs, he is like Vic. And some of the deep balls he throws, he's like Vic. You got a problem with that? Read your notes.
What about Marino? Do we have Marino?
He's not like Moreano.
What about Young? Is he like Steve Young?
He's kind of like Steve Young.
He's kind of like Steve Young, right? No, I agree. I agree. I loved our halftime video where, if you missed it, I snuggled up to Hoge and he just left me, which was a little bit emotional.
I walked out.
Yeah, but it was a great snuggle. The Dolphins' second half drive, and Tom Waddle, shout out, and I guess to the folks at ESPN 1000 who are getting the Bears. Because they played the Waddle, Waddle, Waddle.
Yeah, they played the Waddle song.
I mean, which is better than some of the outtake music last week. All right. Wow, did you just correct that? That was pretty good. Khalil Herbert's kickoff return I thought was sweet. He looked good. And then on the Fields touchdown run, what I wrote down was Hoge's face. If you could see your face on that run, you stood up and you had this smile going on of just like utter joy that it was. I mean, we were very happy.
It was a great touchdown run. He's had a couple close calls this year, so it was nice to actually have one with no penalties on the field.
Yes, you were loving it.
He's so fast. The speed was insane.
Your love at that moment was greater than my snuggle. So there's that. Trayvon Wesco into the end zone on the 2-point conversion. Trayvon Wesco is one of the is top,
he's a house.
Top 5 most ripped bear. He is. I'm like, I didn't know who he was earlier this season. I'm like, who is this guy walking towards me in the locker room that looks like he could rip me literally in half? And so it's good to see him get in the end zone. I liked going for 2 right there. Weak call on the Fields pick. Yes. That's true. That
should have been an interception. That was a bad call. I will give the refs 1 point for helping the Bears on that one.
And then the Pretty Mooney corner route is on here. And, Flus, the Flus growl. The angry Flus.
Oh, he got mad.
As
he should have been.
I like when Flus gets angry. And lastly here.
Give me that paper when you're
You want this one? The Mike McDaniel 4th down call, where he decided to go for it, and for some reason I was feeling jealous about.
And
we
got Stephen D. Googling RAS scores, which I have no idea what RAS is, but it's gonna feed my narrative.
That's that athletic score.
All right, RAS scores. Fields ran 0.12 faster than Jackson.
I didn't even debate that. We were getting a kick out of like if you just listened to what you were saying during the game, you compared them to like every.
No, you guys started going off the rails with everybty.
Oh, okay.
Can you give me the alley-oop? Give me the Kmet. The Cole Kmet celebration is fantastic.
It is great.
I do like the home run swing. Nick is here. He's not. He's
probably
at Soldier
left
Field
after all that nonsense.
He's with us. He just talked to people like Cole Kmet and Justin Fields, and I don't know.
Who was the highlight, Nick? Tell us.
Anybody on the defense have anything to say?
Actually, okay, let's start right there. Let's get the defense out of the way. I did get a chance to listen to Jalen Johnson talk for a little bit, and I think the theme from his from this experience that he had here at Soldier Field, they just didn't do enough. They didn't do enough for the Bears offense, for Justin Fields. He knows, being on the other side of it, that sometimes the offense hasn't, stepped up when the defense has, but this was clearly on the defense. And he also said he just wasn't good enough to impact the game like he wanted to. And it's tough when you have 2 guys that run, 4-2, 4-3s, but Jalen Johnson pretty disappointed, and overall the locker room pretty quiet, to start, right when he got in there. And look, they were right there right at the very end, and just couldn't pull off the victory over the Dolphins, but got a chance to listen to Jalen Johnson. That was the thing. They knew their defense in the 4th quarter, but he believed in what that unit can do, and you saw they had a couple possessions where the Dolphins weren't scoring touchdowns. So he knew that, but just didn't do enough in terms of what the defense overall wanted to do, and also for himself personally.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I just feel like Tua helped you out more than the defense made plays. With some of those throws. But, yeah, I get it.
Did he say anything about what was going on with him physically, Nick?
No, I didn't get a chance to hear any of that. By the time, I got to listen a little bit to Jalen Johnson, then I went over to Chase Claypool, got to hear what he had to say. And, This is a guy that he was saying just being implementing the screen passes was pretty cool for him, because usually in Pittsburgh, they had him just as the blocker. And so he said it was kind of like a new experience to get involved in being as the receiving end of that. So getting a couple of those. And there was one play where Chase Claypool had a drop. The very next play, the Bears go right back to him and he gets a 12-yard reception. And he said right here, I think that's a good feeling when something doesn't go your way and then they come right back to you and then you make a play. I thought it owed it to the team to do that, but I'm appreciative of that. So seeing how like the Bears are implementing him, that he owes it to this team that he just got to make the next play. Again, was appreciative of Luke Getsy, the play calling, and how they were able to implement him in this game. And he also said like this whole entire week's just been a whirlwind in terms of what he's been asked to do. He said he's been staying late 6 to 7 hours trying to learn this playbook, but he's just really appreciative of, again, being a part of a team that really wants him. And he's just excited to be involved in this Bears offense. And he also said about Justin Fields, it's just fun to watch him do what he does. And seeing this for the first time in person, he said it's really exciting to be a part of an offense that has a guy like that.
What else stood out from the game for you, Nick, if anything, outside of Fields is God and the Bears defense is not?
It was exciting. This is the matchup that I was anticipating, you guys. I had it 41-33 in the Dolphins' favor, and it was looking like it was going to be closer to that score as the game kind of went on. But it was just how Justin Fields was able to, still make those plays when nothing was there. The 61-yard touchdown, like that happens because Darnell Mooney's downfield blocking too. So there was a good block by him to help Justin Fields spring open. The only thing, look, this is a win or a loss that I think most Bears fans will, I think, find a lot of positives in. The only thing for me, and this is just a personal thing, using, of course, DraftKings, made a couple of bets, you guys. I could have won $1,000 today if Justin Fields had thrown 175 yards. I had like a 10-leg parlay. Didn't end up happening, but, it was nice to see him light up. Yeah, no, honestly, it was close.
Well,
I was like sweating
yards
out.
Don't count though if it's a PI.
It would have kept the drive going, Lawrence. That's what it would have
Yeah,
happened.
that's the point,
maybe,
Lawrence.
Maybe Fields would have scored.
Thanks, Nick,
but
for covering up my stupid thought.
No, but it was good seeing the offense do what it did today, 3 games in a row, and they did it against 2 better defenses, what you saw in the Dolphins, but you saw Justin Fields and Cole Kmet really be involved in a bunch of different ways. I think that's definitely a plus for the offense moving forward. Anytime you can get a bunch of different weapons in there and utilize them, that's always a good thing. I did talk to really quickly, I just asked N'Keal Harry one question. It was a second to last drive, that third down play where the pass and N'Keal Harry, they weren't on the same page. I just asked him what ended up happening there. He said based off the coverage, he adjusted his route when he shouldn't have. And then I asked him, what was the adjustment? He's like, I shouldn't have just adjusted my route. I'm like, all right, N'Keal Harry, sounds good. Didn't adjust the route, but it kind of seemed like it's a thing that they're still learning from both, just playing with each other.
That's actually a really good tidbit right there.
Yeah, no, great job, Nick, getting that, because I was wondering about that play too. It looked like Fields saw the off coverage, so he threw kind of a back shoulder comeback, and N'Keal just kept going. So based on what you just told me, he read the coverage wrong and adjusted the wrong way. Is basically what I'm hearing from N'Keal Harry on that one.
And in the moment at that time, because Fields had just gotten slammed down and it took him a second to get up, I was worried that throw was just because he was physically not right. But it sounds like that had nothing to do with it. And N'Keal Harry.
No, once again, wide receivers letting them down.
Yep.
So, Nick, your thoughts on Cole Kmet? 3 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. They're giving him jet sweeps. Short yardage runs, now all of a sudden Cole Kmet's breaking out into this offense. Is this something that we can continue to expect?
Well, hopefully. I think that's the hope for, this Bears offense, to have just another capable weapon. And Cole Kmet, I got a chance to listen to him speak in the locker room too. And he just credits really that what the Bears are able to do in the ground game, that's kind of setting him up for success in the passing game. But yeah, they're using him a bunch of different ways, getting like QB sneaks, those jet sweeps, and getting open off these play action passes. Like that's all good things that I think we all expected earlier on from Cole Kmet. But it's nice to see that he's at least being involved and is now a is he a touchdown machine, you guys? 3 touchdowns in 2 games. What's going on here? But it's nice to see Cole Kmet getting into the end zone and just being a viable target for Justin Fields as he's growing and utilizing all these different pass catchers that he has now.
Did you hear Fields, Nick, or no?
I only got the back end of what Fields was saying. And really the big points from him is that, 3 games, he was asked 3 games, you guys put up over 28 plus points. What do you got to keep doing? He's like, you just got to keep doing it consistently. And, obviously in this loss, are there positives that you can take away from it? And he said, definitely just looking at what they're able to do offensively. The same thing with Tevin Jenkins. I got to speak to him one-on-one in the locker room. I know a lot of guys, especially last week, were like, there's no moral victories. But even Tevin Jenkins was saying, we were able to move the ball, sustain long drives, and get into the end zone. So I think it's just echoing what some of the other guys are thinking. But, these moral victories, like Justin, said, a couple weeks ago now, we're tired, coming so close. But now I'm sure he and the rest of these Bears players want to see wins ultimately. But, I only got the back half of what Fields was kind of saying in his presser.
Nick, I think we have an obligation to clue you into some of the things that have been said here on this postgame so far. But
we do.
One thing that's been established is that, and it's I'm a little insulted, but Carm declared you by far the best looking guy on the Bears beat. We have, I don't know if you're aware of the Duke 811. He drops in pretty much every week with a $100 super chat, which we really, really appreciate. And earlier in his $100 super chat, he mentioned how his wife is a huge crush on you. And and he's a little annoyed by it, but he has now followed up with a $19.99 super chat saying, "Welp, Moreano just made my wife's hall pass list." So,
all right, we cannot. Stephanie cannot watch this part of the podcast. My girlfriend cannot watch this part, but
whoa, Stephanie,
thanks.
he didn't do anything wrong except look good.
No, yeah, true.
I mean,
yeah, I can't control that.
If you're gonna date Nicholas Moreano, you got to understand what comes with the territory. All right. I don't think she has anything to be upset about, but.
And Nick, before I started at CHGO, I had women when I was mentioning CHGO, and they were talking about you. So I don't like you. But
what?
Why can't we?
It took a dark turn.
You're not jealous of Moreano that every single female on the planet wants Moreano?
Carm, you got to build each other up, okay? Don't tear him down to make yourself look better.
Tear him down. I said he's the best-looking Bears reporter there is.
And he's the best ping pong player in the office.
I'm just saying that I'm jealous. That's all I'm doing. I'm not tearing anyone down.
Mark, there's on Tuesday, so we're going to have some extra – I think everyone knows about this. Maybe not, but DePaul's coming in to do like a feature story on me, but we're playing ping pong. Okay, but we're playing ping pong. This is going to be a huge thing. There's going to be cameras everywhere, Mark. So I just want you to know, Tuesday, bring your A game. I'm coming for revenge. You beat my ass last time. I have been thinking about that ping pong match for so long now. Be ready. There's going to be cameras everywhere. It's going to be a thing. So Tuesday, it's going down.
Nick, when you're done talking shit, read that comment at the bottom of your screen.
What's up, babe?
Stephanie chiming in. I'm watching eyeball emoji. Hey, man.
The heck was that?
I mean, this is.
Oh, I was like, somebody's knocking on the door downstairs. I got it.
Hey, Nick, great stuff. Congratulations on being Chicago's next heartthrob. It's building, and the momentum is strong.
He's taken, ladies. Back off.
Yeah, back off. And let's be more honest. He's lucky to have Stephanie.
Oh, there's
right.
I mean, come on.
True.
Nick far outkicked his coverage. Let's be honest here. Despite
absolutely.
There it is. Thank you.
All right.
See you Tuesday, Nick, with all your cameras on the ping pong table.
Let's do it. I can't wait. See you guys.
Good stuff there from Nicholas Moreano.
Why am I the only guy that can be that's comfortable enough to say I'm jealous of Nick and all the love that he's getting?
I just don't think you should tear him down. Adam, of course, is back with a couple more super chats for his guy, Kevin Fishbane. He says Fishbane for the hall pass list, and he also said, I like Kevin Fishbane. Tell him I'm not trolling him. Okay, Adam.
We love the fish.
He doesn't think he's being trolled. He's just so used to the acclaim the Fishbane is. I don't know. Shout out Kevin Fishbane, and I don't know how he does his snap counts. I want to find out. Dude, at
his
halftime,
in-game snap counts?
at halftime, he's got the snap counts. How does he know?
He's tracking it, I guess. I don't know.
There's 11 guys on the field. What is he?
But his snap counts didn't include the O-lineman. You can track who's on the field, wide receiver-wise.
Still impressive. And he did go to Northwestern. Go Cats. Tremendous battle yesterday, but that's still impressive, Fishbane.
All right.
He's got to have an intern. Something's going on.
Fishbane has an intern?
Yes.
Yeah, Adam Johns.
Oh,
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Look, there's two people. I would say the two most requested people at the tailgate today were Big Dave.
Big Dave.
And then Adam Johns. But it was really because Johns teased a lot of people this week that he was showing up to the tailgate.
Very disappointing. And speaking of people that were going to come, and hopefully he'll be there next week, 8 to noon,
Yeah.
Detroit, come on out. Herb Howard was supposed to be there.
Whoa. Because I saw some things on the gram, as the kids call it, that Herb Howard was at Caitlin Sharkey's birthday party. Can't come to the tailgate though.
But
Okay.
he called me and I told him that I was on my way to do the pregame. So we agreed that he would come next week. Bears, Lions.
Okay. See, at least he committed to next week. Johns just said, I got to go to my son's soccer game.
Yeah.
Johns' punishment should
jerk.
be that he has
Let's
to
go to
come
his son's
early,
soccer game.
set up with me in the morning.
The entire team is coming out to next week to set up. It's going to be amazing. Hoge will be there, except he's going to be in Denver.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll probably be drinking Bloody Marys at the DNVR bar.
Maybe we'll have Bloody Marys at the tailgate next week. Who knows what's going to happen? Bottom line, allchgo.com is where you can get your tickets, and we're doing the Fields Kumbaya moment. I want to have it. Are you in?
I'm ready.
What are you guys going to do?
Don't worry about it. You're not going to be there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna get a circle together. We're all gonna celebrate Justin Fields. And
That sounds like a cult.
And that is what it is. We're a Bears
It's a
cult.
seance.
CHGO Bears cult. That's what's happening. And Bragg's gonna make a sign. Will you make a sign?
I'll make a sign.
All right. It's gonna be awesome. Get your tickets. Let's go. I can't wait. Can we get there right now? I don't want to leave this seat. All I want to do is hang out with you
How
guys.
many hours a week do I spend with you?
Not enough.
Jeremy threw us a super chat. Planning ahead, how many more tailgates are you planning? We definitely have one for Detroit and Green Bay. We are still seeing if Philly or Minnesota are on the board or off the board. We will keep you up to date. Thank you
On
for
the
asking.
board.
Just keep it. Just
don't
keep it in mind. Leave your schedule open for any
No.
potential.
No. Don't procrastinate. Just come to the next tailgate. There's no reason to think down the line. Come on Sunday if you can come. It's going to be awesome.
We're not doing a Christmas Eve one for the
That's one, guys. $10 super chat. Big fan of the show. Didn't love the end of the game, but was a much better game than I thought it would be. Love the future potential offense is looking better and better. The D will come.
The Bears are fun, and the defense is fun bad.
It was awesome today, even though they lost. I know, but like everything's a win-win right now. Higher draft pick when they lose. I'm good with that.
Thinking that way, but yeah,
but it's not great. But the point is that in the fourth quarter,
not the second round pick.
right in the fourth quarter against a good team, we have a chance to win. I'm sitting there and I'm nervous, and it's just fun to be nervous. It's fun to like actually not be sitting there watching them get killed with horrible players who shouldn't be here, and you can't wait for them to leave. Like we are on the opposite end of that now. We have gone through the worst part. We've officially started to ascend. I'm not saying we are on an ascension.
Well, as I declared earlier, we are in a space we've never lived in.
Never.
Like the Bears are kind of bad still, but they have a quarterback. What? I can't even like comprehend it. But it's there. It's real, guys. It's real.
I mean, I was straight nervous at the beginning of the year, and
I was more nervous week 3 and 4. Remember the post-game show we did after the Texans game?
He was bad.
The Bears were 2-1, and it was like the sky was falling. They've gone 1-5 since.
And we feel great.
And we feel so much
They were
better.
above
Think about
5.
that. They've
They
gone
were-
1-5 since that post-game show.
They were above 500 at that point.
And I would like to credit Bears fans for understanding
The difference.
Like, the why. And then some didn't understand why we were so negative in that post-game show. But this is why. Now they're 1-5 since, and we're downright giddy because they have a quarterback.
It's a bigger picture perspective. If you want to focus on the game to game and keep your focus small, fine. I'm not going to tell any fan how they want to fan. But just if you went into this season with expectations that were, not fair to the team that the talent was presented, then that's you. That's you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong or right. They're 3-6. They could be 6-3. I get it. That's football. But when you have a talent deficiency, you're going to lose some of these close games like we have. So, to me, it's about a bigger picture perspective. This team was always in a rebuild. That's what this year was billed as, and a developmental year for the rookies, specifically, and then Justin Fields as well. The young players, not just rookies, the young players. And so to see this development start to reap its rewards, yeah, I'm going to continue to keep a bigger picture perspective. You want to be mad that they lost today? Go for it. You're going to be mad a few more times this season. But at the end of the day, we have a quarterback, and that is an amazing thing for Bears fans. We've never had it before.
Dan Evans, the Bears are at least 500 morally.
Sure. Moral victory. I think
Right.
They're above 500 morally.
Hey, can we talk about Ghost here? I mean, I'm shocked you guys haven't pointed this out. It's on the screen. He says, I'd like to shout out Mr. Carman and Mr. Braggs Jr. for enduring flack in the comments all week. You gentlemen make this show fun. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ghost.
We did it. We got one.
Hey,
We got one.
anybody who's giving us flack it's appreciaate, even if it's not. We love you.
Me and Carm are good at taking the crap, but I got some nice compliments at the tailgate. Carm too, and I appreciate it personally, because these guys are pros. The two men I'm sitting next to are pros.
Keep talking.
Corey Wooten's a pro. A pro's pro. Played in the league.
Literally a
good
pro, yeah.
analyst. Carmi V's a pro. Nick and Will are pros. I'm the goofball meatball who breaks fake news on a show.
No,
and
just stop. Just
most
stop.
people that came up to me today talked about how much they enjoyed that moment. So I appreciate it. I don't need to be gassed up. You can make fun of me all day long. I don't care. I get it on my bricklaying job site. I'll take it here all day. But I appreciate the people that do enjoy some of the balance. I try to provide the balance. We all don't need to be experts. I'll be the fan.
Okay.
And go on my ridiculous rants.
Let me just say something. Let me give a piece of advice to everybody. If you're sitting there late at night on Twitter and you see that Braggs is doing a space with his 3 friends,
Did you join one of those?
I did.
I thought so. I thought my phone popped up and said,
begged him to
Carm
leave.
is talking on
begged him to
Braggs'
leave.
thing. And then I tried to click on it, and you disappeared. I was going to come join you.
I lasted for 5 minutes. It was
Congratulations on that. Was that a record?
It was terrifying.
It was. He's got some weird friends. There's no doubt about it. And they were
They're
going.
the scumbags, as they
Please,
call them.
okay, I just want one person in the comments to recognize what I just did, because these guys definitely didn't. So if one person does, I appreciate
You
that.
almost joined it. You lasted 5 minutes. What am I missing here? What did I swing and miss on?
I don't know.
Nothing. I'm
a
gonna see if
caveman.
if anybody in the comments picked up on it.
have
I
no-
missed it too, but Christian says Braggs is the man. My God, I'm impressed with the Happy Gilmore quote. This is obviously from an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, that was good.
See y'all at the tailgate next weekend, boys. Stoked to hear that it's going down. Boom. Shout
Hell
out.
yeah, Christian. We'll see you at the tailgate Sunday.
Oh, you nailed the Happy Gilmore earlier, and what was the term you used to describe one of the Fields throws?
Dead nuts.
Dead nuts.
A dead nuts throw?
Yeah.
Why is that a bricklayer term? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, when we're laying brick and it's level,
It's the nuts
and,
in the
if
brick.
my boss asks me,
nuts
how
in
we
the brick.
running, which means he wants to know how the wall's running, whether it's level or if it's running uphill or downhill, one way or the other. You say it's dead nuts. It's level. The wall is level.
Dead nuts.
Well,
Okay.
it's always gonna be a
I don't really understand
bricklaying
what that has to
term.
do with being level, but I'll take it. I'm going to use that the next time Justin Fields throws a dime. Instead of dime, I'm going to tweet dead nuts. Also, thank you to Jay, Jimmy, and Nova Damas for picking up on my joke.
There was a sex joke that was said here,
He
and
still
I
doesn't
missed it.
get it. Oh, my God.
I don't know. I missed it, but
Carm said he lasted 5 minutes, and I said,
Oh.
congratulations.
Oh,
Was that a
okay.
record?
okay.
It was, if we're going that route. But that's probably too much information.
got
But it's Saturday night on Sunday.
Two more
Bruja,
supers.
dead nuts equals spot on. Thank you. The construction boys know.
2 more supers. This one's from Bird. He
What
says,
up, Bird?
I don't know about the defense. We'll get that together. We always do. I'm excited about having a franchise QB. I'm on cloud 9.
I'm
JF1
with
for
you.
president. Bear down.
Get out and vote on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You can write in
and-
Fields for governor.
And then, but we do have this. We have this question, which I almost brought this up to Nick when he was on, but we didn't get to it. So this is from Knight, and he says that Justin Fields had a great game. Still worried he still had not had thrown for over 200 yards yet. Should I be concerned? I think we kind of went over that, but yeah.
It's weird though. I swear this has happened 3 times. We addressed this. It's like the game's over. You look at the stats, and you're like, wait a minute, that's all he threw for? It feels like he throws from way more than that every game.
Is that right that he hasn't thrown for over 200? What's his top this year?
Well, no, he just means like in this game. I think. I don't think he means all year because he's been over 200.
Shay Glover in the chat says while you're looking for that, he says, that's a carpenter's term that bricklayers stole. Carpenters never keep anything level, and that's why we always constantly have to cover up your work.
Wow.
It's just
Wow, Brad.
Shots fired.
I have nothing to do with either party.
See, the bricklayers, our work is seen forever. A lot of the carpentry work is hidden. You don't see it ever again, so they don't have to be perfect. We have to be perfect because you see it for the rest of your lives.
He was over 200 against Minnesota.
That's what I thought.
Thanks, Big Dave.
Dang,
For
I was
the,
gonna say
Big
that.
Dave's my stats guy back
Yeah,
here.
Big Dave. I love Big Dave.
I love Big Dave too. And Matt Peck, and Will Gottlieb, Mark K.
And then I'm just gonna throw
Bulls
Duke back up there
CHGO.
because I mean, come on,
Bulls
man.
coming up. 5
$99
o'clock.
super chat earlier.
Yeah, we got to replay the 99er.
Justin Fields is him. But at some point, we will need the refs to start calling a fair game for us. I'm feeling brags right now. Love you guys. Also, my wife has a crush on Moreano, so no more showing his face anymore. Thanks. Ha ha.
then he came on the
$99.
pod.
Yeah, and then he came on and got on the
The old
Hall
hall
pass.
pass list.
yeah. Thank you, Duke. Love you.
We appreciate you every week, Duke, for doing that. It's really nice of you and everybody.
Honestly,
People that do the super chats and even everybody that just is in the regular chat. All you guys tuning in, it's great.
great day overall. People coming to the tailgate, we appreciate you very much. Fun times. Then I think most people can understand. I hope they had a good time at the game. That was one of the better. Didn't Kevin Harlan in the middle of the game call it like one of the most entertaining games of the entire year?
He most definitely did. And it was.
When do the Bears ever get included in that conversation?
That's not what Al Michaels was saying when he left here.
Seriously.
Al Michaels. Al Michaels just sounds so sad these days. He's on
Isn't he
Thursday
make-
nights.
isn't he
They
making
never have
eight-
a good game.
Isn't he making $8 billion?
Yes, but he's sad. He's
Ja-
a sad Al. I don't.
Jonathan Baker, who's out in Kentucky, asks in the chat, what's the best way to subscribe currently? I think that's a great question.
To YouTube
No, to
or to
what we're doing. He
Well,
says he's
definitely-
enjoying the daily content.
Yeah, definitely. You
Awesome.
want to subscribe on YouTube. There's a subscribe button there. But then as far as just joining us at allchgo.com, there's a membership you can get. And if you do that,
you can get my Bears Things
get a shirt.
newsletter every single week.
Yeah,
bonus
free
content,
shirt.
Look at
Discord
these
lounge,
cool
a lot of different
shirts.
stuff, discounts.
we got a couple QB1 shirts that are pretty cool.
Yeah. You
HGO locker.
join all CHGO, you get a shirt, you
Key-
get to
key
be a
thing-
part of us.
Yeah, key thing to do on YouTube is to subscribe and turn your notifications on. And then when you join the show, we love it when you hit the like button to help us spread the CHGO word. Thank you so much for everyone today. I have a huge tennis match tonight at 7, so I'll be tweeting about that later. And I think we're done.
We are done. Do everything Carm just said, and I don't really have much to say. Otherwise, just keep the faith, brick by brick, right, Braggs?
Brick
Muncie.
by brick.
We're back.
Muncie, the Duke got to be getting paid weekly with these $99 super chats. But guys, I think we have a legit QB, and it feels so good. Muncie, someone's
That's the
paying
message.
And I
Yeah.
love your Shaq avatar.
Love
And
it.
don't forget, tomorrow at noon, Woot will be here.
Corey Wooten in the house tomorrow at noon. We'll look at the film. We'll bring it back to you. We'll probably have a film breakdown on Twitter, too, with Corey.
Oh, yeah.
Corey's maybe regretting having to be the defensive guy here. We're breaking down this bad defense every single week, but I'm sure he'll have some great things to say about Fields and the offense as well.
You can break down the punt.
Actually, he could. That's why I was going to break down the punt. I forgot.
We're not going to do that right now.
No, we're
Save it
not.
for tomorrow.
We'll save it for tomorrow.
Only one less thing left to do there, Carm, is turn off the light.
That just
Turn off this light.
feeling.
Okay, turning it off.
That just